written by Ray E. De La Cruz, illustrated by Lenny Magcastle. In 1957, when I was 3 years old, my family moved to Ballesteros. My father was an army officer who was assigned to different places. He and my mother decided that we leave the city and live in their hometown, Ballesteros. My mother, who worked as a nurse in the city, stayed home and took care of my two brothers, a sister, and me. She took up gardening as a hobby and earned money growing and selling bougainvilleas. The Philippines has 7,100 islands, of which Luzon is the largest. My hometown, Ballesteros, is in the province of Carayan on the northernmost tip of Luzon. The residents speak a language called Ilocano. I knew there were places beyond my little world of Ballesteros because whenever I turned on the battery-operated radio, I heard programs coming from Taiwan and China. Ballesteros is on my mind. The West Philippine Sea on the edge of the town was the main attraction in Ballesteros. The residents went on picnics on the beach. My friends and I enjoyed playing and chasing each other on the sand. We also loved watching the sunset. Many of the residents earned their living from fishing. Sometimes in the afternoons, my siblings, cousins, and I helped the fishers haul in their huge nets. As reward, we were given a handful of their catch. I brought home my share for Grandma Inding to cook for dinner. When the tide ebbed, small shellfish called gaka were left on the sand. Gaka could be found only in a few coastal towns of Carayan. Fishers would wade into the waist-deep sea water and scoop the gaka out of the sand using a basket with a bamboo handle called taco. Cooking the gaka was simple. Boiling water was poured over the gaka and immediately drained. Then the shells were ready to be opened. Eating the shellfish was a kind of sport. Men popped a few pieces of gaka into their mouths, separated the meat with their teeth, then quickly spat out the shells. My friends and I watched the gaka eaters in amazement. We begged them to do the gaka show again and again. People told countless stories about the sea. One was about a boatload of men who got lost in the middle of the sea but found their way back to Ballesteros. I listened to Grandma Inding's tale of a mermaid. Many years ago, she said, a mermaid appeared several times on the beach to a good-looking gentleman. The sea was also feared. Every year, at least one person drowned. I rarely went swimming because I was afraid. At night, as I lay in bed, I could hear the loud waves crashing into the beach, their sounds calming me to sleep. In a dream, I saw my footprints disappear beneath the shifting sands. Ballesteros is on my mind. Our family lived in my Grandma Inding's Nipa-roofed house in the centro, the town center. The marketplace, bandstand, municipal hall, open-air auditorium, tennis court, and the Roman Catholic Church were within walking distance of each other. There were two private high schools. One was on the south end, and the other on the east end. Since there were only a few motor vehicles in Ballesteros, people were used to walking to their destinations in town. To go to the neighboring towns, they rode a jeepney or a calesa, a two-wheeled horse carriage. The ride was usually slow going. That was fine with me, especially when I rode the calesa, because I loved looking at people and the houses along showed movies in the language Tagalog twice or thrice a week. My friends and I played a lot. The whole town was our playground. We climbed trees and played hide and seek among the bushes. One game we particularly enjoyed was the sungka, played by two persons on a wooden board with holes on it. Each player had a balay or house to store the seashells used in the game. Whoever ended up with the most seashells in his or her balay was the winner. Playtime usually ended before the church bells rang for evening prayers at 6 o'clock. We washed our hands very well before sitting down at the dinner table. When we ate, we used our bare hands. Steamed rice was served in every meal. Oftentimes, we had fish and vegetables. Of the snacks we had, I love the patupad. To make patupad, sticky rice was cooked in coconut milk. Then, the rice was shaped into a pyramid, wrapped in a banana leaf, and cooked slowly in an iron pot. Patupad was served with a dusting of sugar. At Christmas time, I look forward to eating the rice cake tinubong, made of sugar, sticky rice flour, coconut milk, and grated young coconut meat. The mixture was placed inside a bamboo tube that was sealed on the open end with coconut husk or dried banana leaves. A rectangular hole was dug in the ground and filled with live charcoals, over which the tinubong was cooked. When done, the bamboo tube was split open with a bolo and the tinubong taken out and served. On Thursdays, people waited with great excitement at the variety store. The bus driver from the city Manila delivered copies of weekly magazine Panawag, written in Ilocano. People enjoyed reading comics, novels, and short stories. My friend Pernita asked, "Do you think the boy and the girl in the love story would meet again?" I answered, "Mapaling, maybe." I thought if they did not meet again, they would surely see each other in heaven. I had watched stories like that in Tagalog movies. The town started mourning the dead for All Saints' Day. At 12 midnight of November 1st, people kept guard over their possessions because spirits might steal them. The next day, stolen goods like ladders, cemetery crosses, and large earthen jars called were nine appeared at the street corner where they were reclaimed by the owners. Although they were not thieves, the owners did not complain much because the crime was a tradition. Thursdays and Sundays were market days in Ballesteros. In late afternoon, I stood at the bandstand and watched every westward bound Calesa. Most days, Lilang Polda appeared in one of them. Grandma Polda was my father's mother. Upon seeing her carriage, I ran to her and shouted, "Lilang! Grandma!" She smiled and said, "Ay, Apo." Oh, my grandchild. I extended my right hand with an open palm. Lilang Polda took out a knotted hanky, untied it, and gave me several coins. I was very happy. Dios te amina. Thank you, I told Lilang Polda. I ran off immediately to spend the coins Grandma gave me. My first job as a child was selling the newspaper Manila Bulletin. Grand Uncle Lope, the newspaper's distributor, recruited the neighborhood children to sell the bulletin. I woke up and down the street shouting, "Bulletin! Bulletin! Bulletin!" It was dusk by the time I finished the job. Grand Uncle Lope paid us only a few centavos, but we loved earning money. Ballesteros is on my mind. I attended Ballesteros Central Elementary School. To get there from my house, I walked north towards the sea. The school had only a few buildings. Most of my schoolmates were children of farmers and fishers. Some of them how the fire started. When we returned to school after the Christmas break, classrooms were set up in different homes. My classmates and I had our lessons on the second floor of the house assigned to our third grade class. Our schooling was not interrupted at all. Life went on as usual. At the end of the school year, the residents attended the school's closing ceremonies. When the names of the honor students were called, their proud parents came up the stage and pinned ribbons on them. The audience applauded loudly, and some members of the audience also went on stage to present gifts to the honor students. It was a big event. In 1964, my family left Ballesteros to rejoin father in Quezon City, a city next to Manila. However, my siblings and I returned to Ballesteros for our summer vacation. When I visited the school in 1966, I noticed that a new low-rise structure had replaced the big main building. I missed the old building that was made of wood and had concrete steps. One time, Miss Quezon, my second grade teacher, asked 2 or 3 of my classmates to go up the steps and read aloud the huge sign that said, Ballesteros Central Elementary School. Many years later, my family and I came to America. I am now a special education teacher at the John W. Carvey Elementary School in Chicago. Whenever I get a chance, I tell my students stories of my wonderful childhood in Ballesteros. They are interested in knowing more about Ballesteros. I've taught them how to play the sungka, the game I enjoyed playing as a child, and I've shown them pictures of kata. I remember people, places, and events in Ballesteros as if they happened only yesterday. Sometimes I feel like I can still breathe the salty breeze of the sea and hear the whooshing sound of water rushing to the beach. I see my Nilang Polta getting off the kalesa. My friends calling me to play. Ray! 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 Ballesteros is on my mind.